LSU football story from the weekend. Quarterback Myles Brennan and his girlfriend, Erin Hebert, who is the cousin?
She's my cousin.
She's your cousin.
She's my uncle's daughter, one of 4 daughters that he has, and I am keeping that tradition alive by having my second daughter sometime in the next 2 weeks.
Myles Brennan and Erin have created a Bobby Hebert Sr. COVID-19 relief fund where proceeds will go to the Ochsner Clinic Foundation, an organization that meant so much to Poppa Bobby. We have we've got the link inside the huddle. If we can tweet that out on all of our social media accounts, you can find it. We'll retweet it all over the place, but I know this means a lot to you and your family.
Yeah. It really does. I don't want to get emotional here, but it does. Shout out to Myles and Erin and everybody who's given and gotten involved, but it's a great way to honor him. And like Jordy said, to be clear, this isn't like it goes to our family or anything. This is to go to support the Ochsner Clinic Foundation in this fight against COVID. They've already almost reached that $10,000 goal. So incredible seeing him use his platform for something so positive.
Tonight, ESPN will re-air New Orleans' commanding 23-3 win over the Atlanta Falcons in the first game played at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome following Hurricane Katrina.
Attempts this year is now back to just punting and kicking off. The former St. Morton Anderson is here for most field goals. Look out! Right through! A kick block by Steve Gleason. It is scooped and scored by Curtis DeLoach. Touchdown, New Orleans!
What a magical night. We'll relive it coming up here
Speaking
at
of
7:15 this morning. Tom Dempsey, who overcame being born without toes on his right foot and fingers on his right hand to earn a place in NFL record books and the hearts of New Orleans Saints fans, died on Saturday, April 4th at the age of 73. Saints owner Gail Benson released a statement Sunday morning saying, "Our thoughts and prayers are extended to Carlene and the entire Dempsey family on the passing of their dear Tom. The New Orleans Saints family is deeply saddened and heartbroken at this most difficult time." Ms. Benson went on to say he holds a special place in the hearts and minds of Saints family.
He really does, which is fascinating for a couple of reasons. One of which is I think it shows you maybe how bad the Saints were for so long. I mean, Dempsey was only in New Orleans for 2 years. That kick, which admittedly I grew up with a framed picture of Tom Dempsey and that newspaper in our basement. I used to look at it all the time. I mean, the story about having a club foot and kicking straight on, it's all amazing. But they finished 2-11 that year. That was one of the 2 wins, and he was only there for 2 years. But like Miss Gale said, and she's absolutely right, he is a part of Saints lore and Saints history. And there's a lot of kids like me who grew up hearing about the legend of Tom Dempsey. So thoughts and prayers to his friends and family, but I do love seeing him being celebrated in the way that he is.
November 8th, 1970. The Saints trailed the Detroit Lions 17-16 at Tulane Stadium with time expiring when Dempsey made a 63-yard field goal with room to spare, setting an NFL record for the longest field goal and giving the Saints a breathtaking 1917 walk-off victory. As T-Bob said, one of only 2 in that 1970 season. Dempsey's 63-yarder was the NFL's longest-made field goal until 1998.
How about that, though? I mean, come on. That means, like, it survived, like, the hardcore steroid era. Like, and he's a straight-on kicker, right? It survived 40-plus years of soccer-style kicks. A hell of a record from Dempsey. Also, he does seem like he was almost born for that. It was his destiny, right? With the club foot and the special cleat and everything. Again, condolences to the Dempsey family, but what a legendary moment.
President Trump held a conference call with commissioners for the major sports leagues and said afterwards he believes the NFL season should start on time in September. Governors in California and New York City or in New York are skeptical. Here's Adam Schefter from ESPN recapping that call.
Well, Zubin, everybody wants football back. We all do, and we hope President Trump is right in his assessment that he wants the season to open on time in September. But the truth of the matter is Dr. Alan Sills, the NFL's chief medical officer, addressed it this week, as did Dr. Tom Mayer, the NFLPA's medical director. And nobody knows right now. There has to be a system of testing in place before we're going back into stadiums. Maybe they could develop a vaccine at some point down the line, which doesn't sound like it's going to be at some point this season. And as much as everybody wants football to be back, it's hard to imagine it being back in front of huge crowds.
Yeah, I still think the NFL will happen in some form or fashion. I think there's too much momentum and money behind it. I just whatever, in my opinion, doesn't matter. I just can't see it being played in front of crowds this year. So I mean, and that's okay. Look at the WrestleMania thing over the weekend, right? They have to cancel on Raymond James Stadium, and if anyone knows the show must go on, it's probably Vince McMahon. But they do it no crowds, and it seemed like they actually got a really positive reaction. People just want something to watch.
Basketball Hall of Fame, the class was announced over the weekend. Star-studded class included names like Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, the late Kobe Bryant, Tamika Catchings, Rudy Tomjanovich, Kim Mulkey, who'll stop by the conversation at 8:15. The full class was unveiled on Saturday. Vanessa Bryant, the widow of the late Kobe Bryant, reacted on ESPN.
It's an incredible accomplishment and honor, and we're extremely proud of him. Obviously, we wish that he was here with us to celebrate, but it's definitely the peak of his NBA career, and every accomplishment that he had as an athlete was a stepping stone to be here. So we're incredibly proud of him, and there's some solace in knowing that he was probably going to be a part of the 2020 Hall of Fame class.
Vanessa was sitting next to her daughter,
I hate 2020.
Natalia Bryant. Kobe was an 18-time All-Star, a 15-time All-NBA player, a 12-time All-Defensive player, a 4-time All-Star MVP, a 2-times Finals MVP, the 2008 NBA MVP, and a 5-time NBA champion.
Oh.
Rest in peace,
Yeah,
Kobe
man.
Bean Bryant. Still missed. Man.
It feels so long ago now, too, with all this madness. Just bad start to the year. But I think that's why this rebirth game tonight, Jordy, on top of just being a fun moment for Saints fans to relive and experience, I actually think that there's a lot of inspiration and lessons that can be drawn from tonight's game from multiple angles.